Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today what we're going to do is we're going to actually look at a new BEM that's coming out. So this is a new Pulsemon BEM. If we all know, when the VB came out, the first DIM that we actually got was actually Pulsemon. So I want to see how this lines up compared to that one. If you remember, the original Pulsemon was completely all new Digimon. There wasn't one Digimon on there that we had actually already seen before. So let's take a look at the BEM and see what they've done with that. Okay, so if we're looking here, you can see it's a completely different story with this new Pulsemon BEM compared to the original. These are all pretty much Digimon that we're all familiar with. There's this one other Digimon down here which I'll get into now in a second, but for the most part, yeah, it's linked to Seeker, so it's gonna be more so using Digimon from Seekers. Myself, now, I haven't really been following Seekers that much. Now, to give my own thoughts on this, I don't know. I'm happy enough with it. There's a couple of Digimon I'd prefer to see changed out that I just don't much care for. That would be for Thundermon. There's Gammamon, which I do like. Gammamon I have a soft spot for because he was my first ultimate in Digimon World, so I do really enjoy him. I like seeing him on certain, whatever VPets or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I kind of would like to have seen it more beastly or something. The mech stuff, while I like it, I don't know. I just feel like for me it's just out of place. But again, this is all to do with Seekers, which is very much to do with cyberspace and mechs and stuff like that. So I can see why it makes sense. These two guys here, I was never a fan of like Frontier, which is what I believe these are from. So I'm just not gone on them. I do love Mitamamon, Kazuchimon. I'm a fan of that. Shoutmon DX and Shoutmon times 7 or X7. I do like those Digimon. Actually, to be honest, I think that a lot of the Shoutmon line, which is the adventure mode Digimon, I'm very happy with them. I like them. I wasn't aware there was an actually Shoutmon times 6. I'll put it up on screen there now, but it was actually Azure actually pointed it out to me earlier that that's another form, which to be honest I kind of prefer to times 7 now that I've seen it, but at the same time times 7, I don't mind it too much. I still think Cross Wars is very much like the later stages, more like Megazords or something. That's what they remind me of. But for the most part, no, I don't think it's a bad BEM. I think it's okay. But as far as the Digimon I called out here, what would I put in place of them? I don't know, to be honest. I wouldn't know a specific Digimon I want to put in there, but I would prefer see the more beast type Digimon as opposed to the mech stuff. Obviously, this will make sense to you if you've been following Seekers, but for someone who hasn't, I kind of would just prefer to see some more kind of like beastly type Digimon in there. Now, coming down to this guy down here is kind of been silhouetted out. This is a new Digimon, but to get this Digimon is actually a new Joker. So something like for anyone who's like OG fans with the VB, with the having two VBs, two DIMs to get Omegamon, it's pretty much the same thing with this, but you also need to have the Lugamon BEM. So anyone who's familiar with the Lugamon BEM that came out there a while back, if you have that and there's a specific Digimon which I'm sure is going to need to fuse it or DNA digivolve it with one of these Digimon, that's how you're going to get this. Now I feel like it's going to be the Kaduchimon BEM, obviously, and it's going to be whoever the Mega for Lugamon. But yeah, the other thing they're also doing with this is actually updating the sprites for Pulsemon. So I don't know, I was never a fan of Pulsemon sprites. These are the new sprites down here, which to be honest they look so much better, a little bit more animated or whatever, there's more expression in them as opposed to what we got before. As one thing I do like about the VB, and as it's gone on, the sprites have just got so much better. It's so cool. Still cool for me to see all these Digimon done in colored sprites, especially as detailed as this. Just coming off of, like, if we still go back to like the DM20, the original Digimon, even the Digimon VPet, just how basic the sprites were and how far they've come along now. It's great to finally see them in color with the amount of animation that they have gone into them now, even though it's only so simple. It's just really cool to see still. So I'm happy to see that Pulsemon is actually getting a decent upgrade to his animations as well, because while I liked it, I don't know, the early VB sprites compared to the new ones, they're a little bit rough. They're a little bit rough. As for the VB, I had a little bit of a break from it there for a while. I don't know, I just like had to focus on some other stuff, so I took a break from doing that. Stopped buying some dims and stuff, but I've actually picked up, I actually had the Ganmamon BEM, so I'm actually running that right now in my 25th anniversary one, which I'm actually I'm excited to see what's in it. I forget the whole lineup, so it's all gonna be a surprise to me. I can't even remember much about Ganmamon's line. I know pretty much Ghost Game is a complete, I don't know, it's like it's wiped from my memory. I cannot remember much from it at all, but then I don't think it was that much of a memorable season anyways. But yeah, I also booted up the app this morning, the Vital Bracelet Arena. it's still very rough. I can't believe how rough it is, and it's like nearly a year out at this point. It's still so slow. Now, battles have obviously gotten so much better in the sense that they're a little bit more fluid now. They run properly when they're on. I haven't been kicked out of any battles. They've actually got an event on today, which is actually cool. I just picked it up this morning, and to see that there was actually an event running was just kind of cool to be able to jump in there. I do prefer the battle system in the VB arena as opposed to the VB Labs. VB Labs was kind of cool. It was great for streams. That's one thing I loved about VB Labs, was the raids were fantastic for streams, to get sit down, just kind of like get involved with the community or whatever. You can't really do that with VB Arena, which is a shame, because it was kind of cool with the labs that we're all kind of like raiding together now. I think I've heard that they're thinking of bringing back raids, or they were going to bring back raids to the VB Arena, which I really hope to do, because I'd love to be able to do raid Sundays again, but we'll see how that goes. I don't much like VB Arena, as mostly just down to the load times. Like, I love the features on there, being able to like do double battles, the actual battles themselves, being able to use different abilities for your Digimon, being able to switch those abilities with items that you can actually go out on adventures and stuff. It sounds really cool, and I do really enjoy it, but the load times just kill it for me. I feel like if the app was to load and run a little bit smoother, it would be so much better. I don't know, other than that, like, there's not a whole lot, but the load times, it's just, they really ruin it for me, which is such a shame. I remember there was a point there where it used to kick us out of battles, especially in events, and it used to be the most frustrating thing ever. I played the event this morning. It seems like they kind of fixed that, because I played a couple of matches and it was fine. I didn't get kicked out of any of them. So I don't know. I think it's just a thing that the app just kind of was like rushed a little bit too much or something. Now, if just we can get Band-Aid to just focus on them load times, it'd probably run a little bit better. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I just wanted to show off the BEM here. I just want to talk about where I've been at with the VB, what kind of like stuff I've been doing. I am gonna jump back into it. I actually ordered a new the Dragon and Beast BEM that came out a while back. I was really looking forward to that. Belphamon, Examon. There's so much cool Digimon that were on that BEM, on those two BEMs, that I just unfortunately I missed, but thankfully there was a restock there at Zenon, so I just picked it up there this morning. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how much longer I last with this VB. hopefully it'll be for the better. I want to do like a proper video just discussing my thoughts on the VB as well, as of late, because I feel like within the last year, you know, it's kind of like been enough happen with it that I want to talk about, and just kind of give my own update thoughts on that again. But yeah, we'll see about it. I've got another video coming out tomorrow. Do keep an eye out for that. It's going to be more so discussing Digimon games. So if you're into Digimon video games, do check that out. I'm also going to have a lot more other content. Hopefully getting back into news content again like this. But we'll see. Look, talk to you again. Thanks very much for watching. See you. Bye-bye.